Hello everyone. So I thought it'd be a great idea for me to post a video that talks about my background with crystals. So in this video, I want to go ahead and mention about how crystals work, and I also like to talk about why you should have a crystal healing session with me. So let's get started. Around 2016 somewhere is when I had my spiritual awakening. Along with that is when I had discovered crystals. And at some point, everything just took off. I mean, I didn't go out and just immediately buy crystals. The first thing I did is, I meditated and I thought more and more about my life and about nature. And I started to realize there was a lot more to life than just going to work, going to school, having a family and things like that. Not that those things are not important, but I knew that I wanted to get connected with myself, and crystals is one way that I did. Shortly after that, I began to realize that I wanted to speak out. I wanted to be able to bring this to the public, not like they didn't know or anything. And I had looked up on someone that was here in my town who allowed me to venture out and to use my creativity right there in his store. And that is where really my next level had started to kick in. At that point, I had decided that I was going to no longer be that person who was going to be bottled up inside and going around in a circle, work, home, school. I knew that I was going to be taken off from this. Candles, soaps, body lotions, anything to do with nature, I was all about it. So at some point, I noticed that everything was starting to change in my life. There had been a journey that I was going to be going on, and I didn't know where it was going to take me, but I wanted to find out more. So I began utilizing crystals with my meditation. I began to use them at work because lo and behold, those people at my job are cuckoo sometimes, And so these crystals that I use really help to balance me out. I started to do more and more research on them, and I knew that this was something that I wanted to really, discover. Shortly after that, I took off with crystals. I mean, I just had become engaged with them, and it was just becoming a part of my life. So moving right along, this is why I'm talking to you right now, because I want you to understand how important it is to try to look into other, types of therapies, other things that are natural. Not because you should do it because I say so. You should look it up too. You should research it, and you should try and find out the answers to the questions that you may have been having. And so through meditation and through me thinking beyond the box that we live in, I had decided that I wasn't gonna just keep this bottled up, like I said. So shortly after that, while I was there at my store, something unfortunate had happened. My mom had passed away, and I was no longer interested in doing things, to help others when I was the one who needed the help. So at some point, I just kind of gave it up, and I took all my things away, that I had at the store, and I just was no longer interested in it. I mean, I kind of was like, put that stuff in the garage. I had become saddened. I had become depressed. Well, semi-depressed, slightly depressed, and it just had something to do with, me feeling guilty, me not being there when I wanted to be there for my mom, and so I started to become imbalanced. So at that point, 1 year after that, I would say maybe about a year, I had began, to realize more about life, and that, these things happen in life, and I began to coach myself to be able to get myself to a level of where I wanted to be at, and a level where I was at before, her passing away. So at some point, I think I started to form myself again. I started to build myself again, and here I am doing my spiritual work. I noticed that I had, I could feel energy, and I noticed that I had a little bit more to myself than I had started in the beginning of my journey. And you know, when you meditate and you become centered and you become aligned, you start to really become connected with nature, and you really start to become you know, connected with the universe. And so at this time, I think I really wanted to once again venture out and to give what I have to others, you know, because there are a lot of people who need to be healed. There's a lot going on in our world that we have today, and I really want to try to show you how this, you know, utilization with crystals and how therapy can, you know, impose upon your life some great things. So some of the things, you know, that I want to talk about is how crystals work. So one thing is that I don't really want this video to be very long, so I probably may just post that in the next video, because talking about, I'm getting bit right now out here. I just really wanted to talk about you know, crystals and how they work, but I think I'll do that in another video because it's a lot too. Yeah, so I just want to stay on point with this video. I just want you to know, you know, that if at any time you have any questions about healing or anything like that, you know, there's many resources that you can use to find out information, you know, on crystals, but the best resource is to ask me, you know, if you have anything that the books may not be able to tell you, you know. I am getting the creepies bit out of me right now, okay? So like I said, I really just wanted to get you an idea, you know, my background with crystals. I really do recommend them. So I'm gonna go ahead and conclude this video because I think I covered most things, you know, about me and my background with crystals, and because there's a lot I could say, and so I'm not really the person to do this recording type of thing. I really don't like it, but I'm trying to get used to it, you know, because it's another form of communication. And so I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you soon. And you know what I always say, Samaya, and I always say peace, because we all need that in our lives. Take care. I'm also going to go ahead and cook. Oh my God, I almost had it to a T. Oh, how videos work, Hope?